So this week, actually today, Qualcomm announced the new Snapdragon 855
Ooh.
and its new under-display fingerprint sensor. So this is pretty cool because we've seen a few cell phones try to have the under-the-display
Mhm.
fingerprint sensor, but the fact that this is Qualcomm now is going to really make it across the board a lot more unified for all of the cell phone
Yeah,
makers out there.
and make it faster. So
Yeah.
that's the key. Because right now, I know the OnePlus 6T has an under-screen fingerprint sensor, and all the reviews I'm reading say, "Hey, it's great, it's sweet, it works as it's supposed to work, but it's not as fast as previously just pushing a fingerprint sensor on the back or on
Right.
the side."
Interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how fast it is. But there's a few cool things with this new chipset. Number one, it's supporting multi-gigabit 5G, which
Sweet.
is awesome. And that's going to be something really huge in 2019. We're going to see a lot more 5G adaptation. And it also features a new multi-core artificial intelligence engine. And so it's
Ooh.
supposed to be 3 times better with AI performance. What kind of things would you do for artificial intelligence on your phone? Well, things like your Google Assistant would
Yeah,
be
voice
artificial
recognition.
intelligence, voice recognition, plenty of things with developers when they're creating content would use artificial intelligence. So that's baked right into the phone, which is awesome. Um, there's also going to be a really cool photography feature on this. Have you heard of Google's Nightlight before?
Of course. I mean, it looks amazing. I almost wanted to get a Pixel 3 just for that because Pixels are known for photography. And Dan, the stuff I've seen on this, one of the YouTube bloggers I saw, he called it witchcraft. Like he's like, this is witchcraft. This is not technology. He showed a picture before and then after he turned on the feature and it was crazy. Literally night and day. Like and he's
Wow.
like, this is witchcraft, Google.
Well, the cool thing about this is this new 855 chipset is supposed to have really similar photography. So it's going to make things a little more competitive where you're not going to have to buy a Pixel every time. Maybe you could get a One Plus that has this
Sweet.
chipset next year with it, which is really cool.
So Dan, did they say what phones are already lining up for the 855? Is this going to be the typical chip that we're going to see in flagship phones like the
I
845 is now?
I sure hope so. I think it will be, and we'll have to see in Madrid next February
Hmm.
when the big phones come out. But as far as the article I read today, it was actually in a foreign language, and so I had to translate it. It was very hot off the presses.
That's very hot off the press.
But they do say that this is going to be kind of an elite gaming chip, and that a lot of people, maybe if you like Fortnite, it'll really speed things up for you, so you get
Yeah.
those frames per second, right?
Oh, I saw an article today that actually said that certain games on Android phones are going to be able to access 60 frames per second.
Be great.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's like on a television. And so if you're a Fortniter or anything that really requires those frames per second, then yeah, there are some phones that can do it, Dan. It's amazing what phones can do.
That is amazing. And I heard though that unfortunately the code for Fortnite, as of today, still does not support 60 frames a second on Android. I
Oh,
heard though maybe on iPhone. I was just reading articles this week, so maybe the users can, pop up and tell us for
yeah.
sure. But from what I understand, it's stuck at 30. But with this new
Yeah.
855 chipset, let's boost it up. Yeah.
I only know of two Android phones that can actually handle that kind of processing power, and I don't think Apple's there yet. And the two are is the Razer phone, so that
Yeah,
one's
the
made for
gaming phone.
gaming. And then
Yeah.
there's another one, I'll have to scroll through our notes to see it, but it actually comes with like a fan that you attach as a module to the back of the phone that will cool off the processor.
Holy
So
cow.
those are the only two phones that I know of that are capable of that. But just watch. I mean, it's amazing. Like I said, what can phones do now? They're way more powerful than our computers were 10 years ago.
That's
And
true.
and it's in our phone. I mean, we could launch rockets. You look at what like Sputnik. I mean, Texas Instrument computer or calculator is smarter than Sputnik, right? So and that thing's been orbiting Earth forever. So
Yeah.
it's amazing what we can do.
It's wild and it's exciting.